Welcome into another edition of The Session with Londa and David. My name is David Austin.
I'm Londa Sherwood Austin. Welcome back.
I'm excited to be here with you today.
You're always excited.
I'm excited because we have a big giveaway today.
We do. Stick around because it is the Getaway Giveaway.
Yes, we are offering some lucky winner 4 days and 3 nights in Las Vegas, and the lodging is on us.
Right. Yep. What you do is on you. Where you sleep, if you sleep, is on us.
I love that.
Yeah. So we'll be choosing a winner at random. I love that you can go online and you can Google like random winner wheel and you put all the information in there, click, and it randomizes a winner.
You have to stick around to the very end of the program to get to be a part of the giveaway.
Of course, we're going to make you stick around to the end. Come on.
That's exactly right. Hey, before we get too deep into the show, it's time for news. Former president and top contender for the GOP presidential nomination, Donald Trump, pleads not guilty to racketeering charges in Atlanta. While President Trump was expected to appear in court to formally deny the allegations next week in his 4th indictment on charges following the 2020 election, his attorneys filed a written plea waiving his right to an in-person arraignment. A trial date has not yet been set in that case. More medical questions result from a second health scare for Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell in as many months. The aging Republican seemingly froze up Wednesday while answering questions from reporters. While he was speechless for more than 30 seconds, I think somebody said it was 42 seconds, aides continue to say he was suffering from exhaustion. A few weeks ago, McConnell froze up and was escorted to his Senate office while answering questions in the nation's capital. This event had many on Capitol Hill questioning whether or not ailing lawmakers should step down. And the current president, Joe Biden, actually said, I hope he's doing well. I know you guys think I'm 198, and I am, but I hope he's doing well. I thought that was the funniest thing this guy said in 4 years. Hurricane Idalia made landfall Wednesday in Florida, casting hundreds of thousands into darkness. Some areas beaten by the Category 3 hurricane could be without power for as much as a week to 10 days. The storm moved through Georgia and onto the Carolinas early Thursday. At this point, officials say early warnings about the storm were successful. Only 3 deaths have been directly attributed to the storm. And that's what's happening.
All right. Thank you very much for those headlines. It's kind of quiet right now in the news and like the traditional kind of news-making news. I have noticed a lot of news programs are kind of scrambling.
Sure.
The more the Today Show gets its news from TikTok, I've got news for them. The more they do that, the more irrelevant they make themselves, by the way.
Oh, I gotcha.
I think they're not understanding. They're actually slowly putting themselves out of work.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Speaking of TikTok, this morning I saw big announcement from the 2023 economic stimulus package.
Okay.
Taylor Swift herself.
I gotcha.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, all you have to do is Google is Taylor Swift's Eras Tour helping the economy? And you're going to find a lot of really interesting information. But Taylor Swift announced today the Eras Tour movie.
That's cool.
Is coming out like in October, I think it is. And tickets went on sale today. I watched a couple of our grandkids this morning. Their mom, our daughter, already got her tickets.
Fun.
Yes. And the tickets... The adult tickets are $19.89 each.
Okay.
$19.89, right? You all get it, right? Okay.
Aren't they going to be at the movies? Isn't it going to movie theaters?
Uh-huh.
How can the entertainer say how much the movie theater is going to charge?
Honey,
I don't know how it works. I've never heard of this.
You guys, I'm so sorry. He's not a Swiftie and he doesn't know.
Tell me how it works, because I've never heard of that.
1989
is her album. I get
album, right? So that's how much the tickets are. Then the next level down tickets are 1313, because 13 is also one of her numbers. It's Taylor Swift. She can decide how much it's going to be for the tickets.
I don't understand that.
Well,
if a seat at the movies is this during matinees and this at night, that's what it is, no matter what the movie is.
No. Actually, no.
I've never heard of it. So is it going to be like a concert release? So it's not going to be a traditional movie? Is it going to be the concert? Is that what it's going to be?
I don't know. It's the Era Tours movie. Further, I don't care because it's Taylor and I'm in.
I gotcha.
Say no more. Tickets are $19.89. I think it's cute. Whatever.
Yeah, I think it sounds interesting. I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like, I've seen where like the Met Gala is having a showing of Phantom at the Opera, and you can go to your local movie theater and view that, special showing of Phantom of the Opera. That's not regular ticket price either. You purchase your tickets online. You go to the theater to redeem them.
I gotcha.
So I think it's that same kind of idea.
I get it. So
right.
Maybe like they rent out the theater. So it's whatever they say it is, and they've got to pay the theater price. It's interesting. That's an interesting model for
But it's not brand new.
that.
It's not brand new. So anyway, point being,
yeah.
Eras Tour movie has been announced, and she has done a lot for the economy.
She has, yeah, for sure. If you have, 100,000 people flying into your town to go to a concert and then going out to dinner and staying in hotels, that's a big economic impact.
And buying clothing
That's right.
for the tour
Yep.
and crafting for the tour. I mean, people spent all kinds of money creating their outfits for multiple concerts. I mean, like the whole thing, it's just been incredible. And again, go Google like Eras Tour's effect on the economy, and you're going to be fascinated at what you find. But
yeah, it's like some huge sporting event, kind of. These arenas where these concerts are being held.
Oh yeah,
it costs thousands and thousands of dollars to rent the arena itself. So there's economic impact right off the jump.
Yeah.
And then people buy tickets, and then people buy concessions, and then people buy merchandise, and people buy plane tickets, and people buy hotel rooms, and people buy rental cars and Ubers. And it's a whole cottage industry. There's Airbnbs.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if some smart Airbnb person has like dressed up their house for the tour.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure they have, but it brings me to an interesting point about mindset and the economy, which I want to go to, but not quite yet because but don't let me forget. Okay.
I want to talk about. I'm going to Google search something while we're talking here, because there was some.
You didn't need that anyway, whatever it was.
It was a speaker that just fell. I don't know how I got to it. It was way over there. I don't get it. Keep talking.
We're just dropping stuff here. Okay, so listen, the Mitch McConnell thing, I wanted to circle back to some of your news. The Donald Trump and the indictment and all that, I'm over it. I'm tired of talking about it. I have been worn down. I am weary of talking about him.
Sure.
Period.
Yeah.
And so I don't even want to discuss that necessarily. The Mitch McConnell thing, though, give me a break.
Yeah, crazy.
He's just exhausted. No, he's not. Maybe his brain's so exhausted it's shutting down.
Yeah, he's in his 80s.
That's not exhaustion. Listen, do you have a second hand on your watch?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Can you pull that up?
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to go silent for 10 seconds.
Okay. I can't do it. We made it 4 seconds. I can't live that way.
40 seconds.
Yeah, crazy.
He did nothing.
Right.
And somebody wants us to believe it's because he was tidy.
Right.
He's just tidy.
When
he's not. He's having a medical
when
event.
my mother was
and
dying.
It's cruel
Yeah.
to keep propping him up and making him go to work and telling him he's got to put on a brave face
Sure.
and show up. It is cruel. Whoever is convincing him of this does not care about him. Somebody needs to be his advocate, because nobody is being his advocate. It is unsafe and unhealthy for a man, a human, who has clearly had some kind of medical incident that looked a hell of a lot like a stroke in public. And now, not too many weeks later, has had another one.
And it's interesting because he gave 20-plus minute speeches both times and made it through the speeches fine. And when he got to the Q&A section with the media, that's when he'd freeze up. And I don't understand it. I don't get it.
I don't either, but it is cruel. Where is someone in his life that is caring and compassionate and is taking care of him?
Right.
This is unacceptable. It's abusive. If he can't take care of himself, if he's not making good decisions for his own health, someone needs to be making them for him, which brings me to the next point. Why in the hell are we making him, letting him make decisions for us?
Yeah, and is it Marjorie Taylor Greene?
I don't know.
There's a congresswoman who is now calling for his immediate resignation because she says he's unfit to serve. And and you know,
she's unfit to serve.
There you go. And there are a ton of people talking about this, right?
Yeah.
And they're talking about it specifically with Mitch McConnell, but this is not the first time we've had an ailing person in Congress.
Sure.
Or even in the White House. Okay, look at the screen right now, Londo.
Okay.
Do you think that's the Eras Tour?
It looks like maybe a football game. Everybody's wearing the same color.
It's funny that you say that because it does look like a football game, but it's women's volleyball. Women's volleyball in Nebraska just set a record.
Let's go, girls.
For 92,003 people filing into Memorial Stadium for their volleyball match against Omaha. It is a world record. No other female sporting event has ever drawn anywhere near that crowd.
Why? What happened? What was the deal?
It was some kind of marketing thing. It was a day-long celebration of sport that culminated in that.
Oh, that's cool.
And people bought the tickets and went, and that is a volleyball game. And 92,000 people cannot fit in that football stadium for football. The reason they were able to get so many on is because there are seats on the field.
I see that.
What a cool deal for women's sports.
Okay, so this brings me to mindset.
Yes.
Mindset matters. So we've been spending a lot of time talking to a lot of business people recently.
Yes.
Okay. And we're kind of reconnecting back into our community in Eastern Washington. And so we're spending tons of time just talking to people, right? Just talking, getting in their stuff, getting in their lives, asking them how they're doing, And it's fascinating to me what we're hearing from people about our current climate, financial climate.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
Is how I kind of want to put it. It's the markets and the market and, you know, the economy and recession, you know, whatever. So it's funny to me. And we just had lunch today with somebody and we had this really interesting conversation, as we always do, because one of the people at lunch said, so what do you guys think about the economy right now and kind of the market? And then we had a conversation that started with, well, it is what you think it is. Basically.
That is true.
And that is what you and I say all the time. It is what you think it is.
Perception is reality.
Right. So, and you know, the psychology is there that your mindset determines your life. Really, that psychology exists. You can study that. If you'd like, you can look that up and verify it. I'm thinking about Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is not sitting around thinking about what a bad economy it is.
Right. Taylor Swift is out setting records, doing the most successful concert series ever in the history of the world.
She's not sitting back saying, well, it looks like she didn't, when she was envisioning this tour, say, well, it looks like we might be heading into a recession. And so I don't think people will buy tickets. So I think we better wait until we get through this recession. Maybe if we wait till the next election. Maybe if we wait until interest rates come down. Maybe if we wait until things look better. And then we should do the tour. She said, let's go do this tour.
Yeah.
If we build it, they will come.
Yep.
Kind of thing, right?
Yep.
And so you and I have been talking a ton about that.
Sure.
Just keep showing up. Just keep doing the work. Keep doing the work and do the extra work. And
do the things you need to do to be successful. If you are successful in your business and you're a little tired and you're disappointed because of what's happening in your marketplace, I bet you $50 you're not doing the things you did that made you successful.
Right.
And for me, I need to see a boatload of realtors every day and tell them who I am and what I do.
Right.
That's what I need to do to be successful. Mm-hmm. And if I'm doing nothing but maintaining existing relationships, if the relationships I have are down, of course I'm going to be down. Mm-hmm. Do you see what I mean?
I do. Listen.
And if I'm down 20%, I better put in more than 20% additional effort doing the things I need to do to be successful to make up for what I'm down.
I'm going to say something very strong here.
Okay.
Your wins are your wins. Your losses are your losses.
That's right.
If your business has to shut its doors right now, it's on you.
Well,
It's on you.
Sure.
And here's why. You could pick up and move to a different economy.
Sure.
You could do, like you just said, the things that you maybe did in the beginning to get things rolling. You can increase your effort. If the market's down by 20%, increase your effort by 20%.
Yeah.
You are not stuck. The economy does not determine your success.
Right.
Period.
I've said my whole career, if you're in a growth mode, you will grow.
Right.
And if you're in a death mode, you will die.
And you might say to me, easy for you to say, Londa, but you don't know my circumstance. And I just can't get myself out of this. And if that's where you are, I feel you. I see you. I am you. We're all more similar than we are different. And I would tell you this. Every single morning, get up at the same time, not 11:30. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Get up in the morning, make your bed and go for a walk.
I like that.
Get up, make your bed and go for a walk. If you do that one thing, I'm telling you, I promise you, everything will start to shift. It's the problem that people have that I've seen in 20 plus years of coaching businesses and business owners now is they want to make grandiose, sweeping changes. Right. The trick and the secret to success is not the ability to focus, but the ability to refocus. And what I'm finding, the older I get, the more people I work with, the more I talk to people, it is the ability to refocus on the smallest things, right? Get up, make your bed, go for a walk.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you do that for a while, and all of a sudden you're like, well, you know what? Actually, I don't feel like shit every day now.
Right.
When I get up, I'm actually have a little bit more energy. So what's next?
Right. I love that. And another thing is you don't have to create something to be successful. You can borrow ideas from other people
Absolutely.
to be successful. Thomas Edison was not the greatest inventor of all time, but he was the greatest reinventor. He took other people's things and made them great.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? The light bulb. He didn't do that.
Yep.
He made it work.
That's right. If you don't know what to do, for example, I'm a realtor and I'm launching back into full-time real estate, right?
Right.
So I've been kind of on vacation playing for about 3 years and it's been awesome.
I love how you say that. You have not been playing.
Well, now, but kind of. And thank you to that, that core contingency of clients that stuck with me
Sure.
and kept my bills paid during that time. I really
Sure.
appreciate you. But now we're back to it full time. And one of the things that I think I'm going to do is I'm just go every time I see one of Kendra Scott's social media posts, I'm just going to do that exact thing.
Thomas
So
Edison, the
Kendra,
heck out of that.
Kendra, I'm coming for you. I'm just telling you right now. Kendra Scott is a realtor in Lafayette, Louisiana.
A referral partner of ours.
That's right. And you should go and follow her on social media right now. She's most active on Instagram, but I found her on TikTok.
Okay.
So this is a story for you if you're a business person. I found her on TikTok because I had just moved into the Lafayette area. TikTok started learning that I was in Lafayette and started feeding my algorithm with Lafayette things.
Right.
That's why she came up on my For You page. And I immediately followed her because something she did caught my eye. And I thought, man, she's smart. I like what she's doing. And I followed her. Well, we ended up hiring her to sell our Lafayette, Louisiana home.
Right.
She made a boatload of money.
Yep.
But also now we have this really good intentional partnership and relationship where I tell her all the time, I'm going to steal that idea. And she said, girl, you don't need to steal it. You can have it. Those are the kind of relationships you're looking for.
That's right.
So once you're getting up every morning, making your bed, going for your walk, start putting healthy food in your body and go spend time with people. And when you spend time with people, ask them how they've become successful. What does your day look like? I just asked somebody that today.
Yeah.
Somebody who's very successful, in my opinion, very sharp, dialed in. I said, what does your day look like? I want to know.
Right.
I want a little bit of something that person has.
Yes.
So give me everything. And I'm telling you, when you start making these little shifts, it's all going to change. Now, I just appreciate that you said copy what someone else is doing. You don't have to reinvent the wheel.
Right.
I love it.
You can copy it and you can improve upon it.
Sure.
Or
just be your flavor of it.
Right.
Everybody's giving, for example, in real estate, everybody's giving, not everyone, but a good grip of realtors give the market statistics.
Sure. Yep.
Do them in your flavor, though. If you go to a gumbo cook-off, none of the gumbos taste the same. They're all a little bit different, but they're all gumbo.
Right.
But everybody's got their own flavor, their own seasoning.
Sure.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, do your thing with your own flavor, with your own seasoning, but Jesus, do something.
I don't know the value of doing
I don't
those
know why I'm
market
so fired up
updates.
about this today.
Those market updates can kind of scare people. You know what I mean? If it's doom and gloom, like saying this market's down 19%. We sold our house in Louisiana in a down market, down 19%.
Right.
And made a 14% profit. I mean, come on.
Right.
How do you do that? Well, I'll tell you how you do that. You improve the property. You do things to the property that are nice, and you need two things to profit on a home sale: time and money.
That's right.
If you've got time and money, you can profit from it.
Yep.
If you have no time and no money, you kind of have to take what you can get.
Well, and we do have the advantage of we had one of the sharpest realtors I've ever met.
Yep.
As our realtor.
Yep.
And we have the advantage of also being in the industry.
Right.
And so being able to, and she's very humble as well. And so was asking me for ideas, was asking me my opinion, thankfully, because, when we got 3 offers in one day, and she and I strategized how to leverage those offers to get us in the best position possible. And
Sure.
so like, it's just such a collaboration thing. And that's life, right? That's just a picture. We're talking about real estate a lot, but it really is a picture of any industry. It's a picture of life. Everything in this world is collaborative.
Right.
Everything in business is collaborative. Anyway, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just really fired up about this whole mindset thing today.
Sure.
And this whole, like, you create the life that you want.
Right.
So stop whining and stop complaining and go create the life that you want.
I love that. I love when realtors and lenders complain about, interest rates are so high and house values are so high. How can people afford to do it? I got bad news for you. Gasoline in Washington State, the cheapest gas is $4.89 a gallon. Mm-hmm. People find a way to pay $4.89 a gallon to drive around.
Right.
If you need a home, you can make it work. So what I would say to the realtors and the lenders that are using their own goggles to see the economy and to see what the world's doing, start trying to be a little more, what's the word you say I don't have much of? Empathetic. Start trying to be more empathetic.
I don't say that about you. Oh my God.
I'm kidding. Start trying to be more empathetic, though, and try to see it through the lenses of your client. Do a full needs analysis with your client. Don't tell me that your job is to get the best deal for your client.
Right.
Because your client's most important thing may be that he doesn't live next door to a guy that shoots his gun in his backyard at 3 a.m.
Right.
That's more important than what his interest rate is. Mm-hmm. See the world through your client's eyes, and I promise you can make it work for them if you're seeing through their eyes, not your own.
Right.
A realtor buddy of mine years and years ago, his name's Greg Johnston, realtor in the Pacific Northwest, said to me, the hardest thing I ever learned in this business was to not put my opinion of the house into my presentation, because my standards are different than everyone else's standards. So why would I cloud their experience with my standards? Mm-hmm. And he said that was the hardest thing he ever had to learn. And I got to tell you, everyone who's complaining about the market right now that's in the business needs to look through the client's lens, not their own.
Sure. Yep.
And it may be hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Holy cow, 7 3/4. Wow. Well, my first house was 8.5.
Yeah.
And I didn't think a thing of it.
Mine was right around 10.
I didn't think a thing of it.
We didn't either. That's the advantage, though, of having age.
Right.
It really is. The advantage of age is that, you have that time behind you. You've seen a thing or two.
Right.
I was talking with someone yesterday who said she's in a position of potentially receiving a large sum of money through a lawsuit. Right.
Gotcha.
So she's trying to decide how to pursue that or whatever. And I said, advised her to seek professional help. But I said, gosh, if it were me, I'd probably set up a foundation and pay myself a salary through the foundation. She said, oh, that's really smart. I hadn't thought of that. The only reason I thought of that is because I've been around long enough that I've heard this kind of story before, and I've heard that information before, right? It's not like I've never had the opportunity to do it, but we really do have the advantage of having a few years under our belt, right?
Right.
I find too, even just being away from the market for 3 years and now coming back into the market, I'm having very different conversations with people just because of what I've been through in the last 3 years. I feel like I see the world differently than I saw it, very differently than I saw it 3 years ago. I mean, forget the pandemic, I've been through a lot personally on top of the pandemic. And so I look at things very, very differently. And I just think to be successful, and the definition of success is very personal, right? It's not necessarily making a lot of money. It's not necessarily, it's your own personal definition of success. But to be successful, surround yourself with successful people, be in successful conversations, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we sat down to lunch today, the person we went to lunch with said, question for you. Now, I always like to ask 2 questions. I'll start with this one. And that's somebody who, and if you know this person, you know exactly who I'm talking about because you've probably heard them say that to you. But I do the same thing. I often will come into a get together with some questions in my brain that I want to ask the people or the group that I'm going to be with. Think about those things. You get people talking about, I don't know, important matters.
Right.
Not just, I don't know, stupid bullshit that we talk about that doesn't matter. And again, I guess that's subjective because some people would think talking about the Eras Tour movie doesn't matter. But for me, it brings me joy. So it does matter.
I'm fascinated by it and want to talk more about it and find out how they're doing the pricing and all that stuff. I think it's really, really cool.
Yeah, I don't think it's as complicated as what you're making it in your brain.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't either. I don't either. But I guess that's what I want people to take away from this conversation today is, you know, you really do get to create your own world and you create it one small shift at a time in the way that you see things, the way you choose to view life, you know. So if your lens needs to be changed, then go change your lens, right? You see the world through your lens. Maybe you need an updated prescription. I don't know.
I like that. Okay, now it's time to do our super cool giveaway.
So we've been collecting names for I don't even know how many weeks, and so all of those names that we've collected for the 3-night, 4-day Las Vegas giveaway are now in my wheel of names, and we're going to tap to spin and see who the big winner is. You ready?
Yep.
Because we know most of the people on here, so we had to do it this way, so it was very randomized. Your winner is Christy Broussard.
Wow. And it just popped up her name right there on your phone.
All
right, Christy Broussard.
Congratulations, Christy. We'll be in touch to get your Vegas trip booked.
Okay, there you have it. And there it is. I'm excited for Christy.
Yeah, congratulations. Big congratulations. Honestly, nobody deserves it more.
There you go. That's the show, Londa. Anything you want to throw in there?
Nothing at all. I love you guys so much. That's why I'm, trying to help. I guess. I don't know. I feel like I was pretty harsh today a little bit, but
I think this is all good stuff.
Yeah.
I think you kind of hit a home run.
Yeah.
I'm super proud of you.
Mama loves you.
For Londa Joanne Sherwood Austin, my name's David Austin, and this has been another edition of The Session with Londa and David. We will be right back here again next week. And if you want to give us your comments or feedback about the show, send an email to londa@sherwoodaustin.com. That's londa@sherwoodaustin.com. Or if there's a news story you think we should cover, David@sherwoodaustin.com. That's David@sherwoodaustin.com. We sure had a good time. We'll see you again next week.